If you're ever in a situation and you're manifesting and it feels as if all these negative thoughts, all these worst case scenarios begin to pop up, the subconscious mind acts as if a protector. And so oftentimes the subconscious mind will tell you everything possible in order to make sure that you're protected. In addition to that, it could also be from traumas, past life traumas, or traumas within your own childhood that somehow your mind has conditioned it to safeguard you by having these worst case scenarios. And in essence, this could really affect your process of manifesting because it will put you in a downward spiral. I'm here to let you know that there's a way to get beyond those downward spirals. So stay tuned. Welcome, Divine Souls. I am Louv Mayatuwa. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am your favorite manifestation guru, your favorite best-selling spiritual author. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for those subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. And may tons of blessings be bestowed to you. In addition to that, if you sow a seed today, you may reap a divine life tomorrow. So go ahead and sow a seed. And let's go ahead and get it. If you've ever been in a situation where you were wanting to manifest and there was this particular thing that you had in mind, but there was these worst case scenarios that came about, these things that started to plague your mind and you started to ruminate and you couldn't really shake yourself out of that downward spiral. A sure way of changing that or alchemizing that situation whenever you're in that predicament is to replace that downward spiral with an upward spiral. So, what do I mean by an upward spiral? When you're thinking about, for instance, you could be planning a trip. Okay, you could be planning a trip, it could be a solo trip, and there could be some anxiety that comes along with it. Okay, this is how your subconscious mind protects you by giving you the worst case scenarios. But if you're a master manifester, you're not wanting to deal with all that because you're going to go ahead and do what you got to do. And in order to get out of that mindset of that downward spiral of, oh, the world is about to cave in on you, replace the downward spiral with upward spiral. So again, if you're in this mode where you're planning this vacation and all these things begin to start popping up, this is how your manifestation becomes more so delayed. You could be manifesting this trip, but by you allowing the rumination of these negative thought processes, which again may be there to protect you from a subconscious space, but you're evolved past that at this time to change that and shift that energy, you need to replace it with the best case scenarios. Okay. Be concerned about that. Focus on the good things that's going to happen on the flight and begin to implement positive things that's going to go your way. And again, you're the master of your universe. So you command and you affirm and decree what it is that's going to happen. And by doing that, you begin to slowly deplete those negative downward spirals and replace it with upward spirals. I want to also share a little from Law of Attraction. Okay, this is a great book by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And let's see. So, the downward spiral is the law of attraction at work. In other words, it started with a little negative thought, then more thoughts were drawn unto it, more people were drawn unto it, more conversation was drawn to it until it became a very powerful, as you say, downward spiral. And that's another reason why when you're planning things, when you are, manifesting certain things in your life, it's important to avoid sharing these things with others because this is you planting seeds and other people's perspectives could begin to uproot those very seeds that you're planting. So it's one thing that you're already combating what it is that your subconscious mind may be playing against you, but when you invite other people into this creative process of the science of deliberate creation, this is how sometimes people don't even get off the ground. They may be planning a trip, but when they share their concerns with others, other people will project their concerns too, and then it could really eliminate them from even going all together. So during this process, while you're planting the seed of what it is that you're manifesting, nurture your seed and do so in private, do so in secrecy. So when though if those negative downward spirals come in, you can combat that and replace it with upward positive spirals. All right, a very strong being to take your thought from what it is not wanted when it is that intense. In other words, when your toe is really throbbing, it is difficult to put your thought upon a healthy foot. Okay? In extremely negative situations, we would suggest distraction rather than trying to change the thought. So, again, this is their perspective. I have my own perspective. I believe that you can replace a negative thought with a positive one, but to each his own. You do what it feels most comfortable to you, because the emotion, the intention, the energy behind how you feel about certain things manifests it that much more quicker, that much more powerful. Also, it says, even when you are in what you call the downward spiral, some things in your life are better than others. As you focus on the best of what you have, even if it is a small part of what is happening, the law of attraction will now bring you more of that. You can replace a fast moving downward spiral with a fast moving upward spiral just by directing your thoughts to more and more things that you do want. So, for instance, as I mentioned about, planning of a trip, okay, the solo trip, and then there are these negative thoughts that may come up, you can get beyond that and go into an upward spiral by focusing on your desired outcome. So, my trip is so enjoyable. Everything went smoothly and perfectly with no delays, no obstacles. By you putting yourself in the feeling of the end result, this is how you can also shift that downward spiral into an upward spiral. So be encouraged on your manifesting. Today is 8/8, so it's definitely an opportune time in the cosmos to manifest your dreams, your desires, whatever it is that you want. For some, your specific person. So continue to nurture this process, your creative process, and know that you are in charge of the creation that you want in your life. You can create your own reality. You can jump timelines. It's unlimitless, but it's about you believing in order to receive, first and foremost. So until next time, I am your favorite manifestation guru, your favorite best-selling spiritual author. I am Lou Mayatua, Lou D, and this is the